Hey everybody, this is Nico from MTG Drafts here, bringing you a battle for Zendikar Swiss Draft. This is the first draft that I'm recording for my channel, so I might have some nerves. I've never recorded, and I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes. Just a little disclaimer, I think I'm a pretty good drafter, but I'm by no means an expert, and I think this is going to be a good learning experience for me as well as hopefully you guys. So feel free to leave your constructive criticism in the comments below, and yeah, hopefully we can become better drafters together. Um, I'll pause the video right here, and I'll come back when it fires up. Okay, so we opened a decent pack here. Our rare is a Wasteland Strangler. And actually, let me get this preview pane up for you guys so you can see what's going on. Okay, so we have a Wasteland Strangler, which I think is a pretty good card. Um, Obviously good if you have the enablers. Basically a 2-for-1 right as soon as it comes into play, kill something relevant. That being said, there's also a complete disregard, which I think is, just a great card all around, a good removal spell, no matter what. I think it's really between those two, which is pretty unfortunate because the next person is probably just going to take, the one that I don't take. I think I'm just going to take the Wasteland Strangler because, well, it's rare. I'm less likely to see another one. And it really is good if I can get it going. So I'm going to try to move in on some kind of Devoid deck here. So we get past an okay pack. So if I want to make this Wasteland Strangler work, Mist Intruder is a pretty good follow-up to that. So I wouldn't be sad to take that here. There's also Transgress the Mind, which I think is a pretty underrated card. Like a lot of games, it'll go into late turns, and people will still have relevant cards in their hand to get rid of. So the problem with a lot of cards like this is you'll draw them late, and then they lose a lot of value because your opponent has already played out all their cards. But in a format like this with a lot more expensive cards, this card gets a lot better. So I do like it. That being said, I think it is important to take this Mist Intruder here. For a couple reasons. One, it enables our Wasteland Strangler a little better, I think. And I think passing a Mist Intruder is also more of a signal for the person to our left to get into the blue Devoid deck. So I don't want to pass that signal. I want to cut that off right away and make sure that in pack 2 I'm getting the cards that I want. So I'm going to take the Mist Intruder here. And maybe the Transgress the Mind even wheels. I have seen it go pretty late. Okay, so here there's a Gideon's Reproach, which is good. Carrier Thrall is a great 2-drop. Colostria Healer is pretty good if you're going to go into the ally deck, which we're kind of heading away from that. Kozilek Sentinel is also very good in a red Devoid deck, so that's a good pick. I think I'm looking at Carrier Thrall here. It's a great 2-drop. It would go well in a black-blue Devoid deck. Oops, sorry about that. It'll go great in a black-blue Devoid deck. And I think it's just a good card all around. Yeah, so Gideon's Reproach and Kozilek Sentinel will be fine. Other good cards are Lifespring Druid, and actually that's kind of it. Oracle of Dust is just okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to take the solid 2-drop here, and 2-drops are always good to pick up early because then you can focus later on more powerful spells. Okay, so here there's a Core Blade Whirl, which is very good. 2-drop, not what we're looking for. In our colors, there's a Demon's Grasp and a Merc Strider that I'm looking at, and to a lesser extent, Cloud Manta. So Merc Strider is very good. I have the Mist Intruder, but I would want more enablers than just one Mist Intruder for this, for sure. Demon's Grasp is a solid removal spell, but not the most efficient. So if I want to stay more in black and leave myself a little more open to, say, like, black-red, I think I would take the Demon's Grasp. But the problem is, if I'm going black-red, then this Wasteland Strangler looks a lot less good because the better ingest enablers are in blue. So Wasteland Strangler is kind of more of a blue-black card anyway. So that being said, I think I'm just going to take the Merc Strider. That could be wrong, but I am going to take it here. Let's see. So this is a pretty weak pack overall. There's a Chasm Guide, which is okay. Uh, in our colors, an Altar's Reap and a Tightening Coils, and then an Eldrazi Devastator, which I'm not really looking for. I'm kind of thinking of just taking the Tightening Coils here because it is a decent removal spell. It's kind of better in the white-blue Flyers deck because in that deck it just gets a guy out of the air if it's in your way, and then you can just fly right over him, which is nice. But I think it's still a pretty good removal spell, regardless. So I think I'm just going to take that here. This is a pretty weak pack overall. I mean, this isn't a card I'm really looking to 5th pick, but it's fine. Okay, so this is interesting. Some good red. I like the Invoker and the Predator. The Predator is a very good card. But I'm kind of looking at this Hedron Archive here. This will enable us to play some larger Eldrazi spells, and I think the blue-black deck is much more of a controlling deck anyway. So I will be looking to pick up like Ruin Processor, Breaker of Armies. So yeah, I'm going to take the Hedron Archive, and it also works well as just a draw spell if you need it later on. Alright, here there's a Coral Helm Guide, which is fine. It is a 2-drop. Black doesn't seem that open, to be honest. And we've only seen one enabler in the Mist Intruder, so I'm kind of hoping we see more coming the other way. So I hope, I sort of set that up. But here, Coral Helm Guide is fine. It's not like the best card in the blue-black Devoid, but I think it's fine. It can help get some of your later Eldrazi down, or later Eldrazi through in the late game, so I do like that. That being said, I don't know how many Coral Helm Guides I really want. But Retreat to Hagra isn't that great in a blue-black Devoid. And Altar's Reap also is kind of mediocre. I think I'm more likely to play the second Coral Helm Guide over the first Retreat to Hagra or the first Altar's Reap. But we'll probably see more Coral Helm Guides down the line. I'm still going to take it here, just cut blue. Alright, so here's a Mindraker, which is playable. Dispel is a pretty good sideboard card, I think, and then Scour is okay. Inefficient removal, but removal nonetheless, which we are lacking here. So I'm thinking Mindraker is fine. I could also take the Scour. Mindraker's not even that good of a payoff if you have the Ingesters. I'm just going to take the Scour here. I think it could get played. Okay, there's a Retreat to Coral Helm, a Vestige. Giant Mantis is fine. Obviously not in our colors. I'm just going to take this Retreat. I have played it before. It's pretty underwhelming, but I think it's a playable card. So if we are struggling for playables, we could throw that in and see what happens. Honestly, at this point, I'm not even tied to black that much. I guess I'll take a Voracious Null. It's not that great. I don't think I care about these other cards too much. They're fine for sure, but I'll just take another okay card. I'll cut a Tandem Tactics. Somebody wants to play an Upheaval against me. I think that's fine. Some junk. Crumble to Dust. Probably the least playable card. I have had somebody play this on me, though. I forget what they killed with it, but it was kind of sad to see. So our deck's okay. I mean, I'd like to have more enablers. We're not doing anything really crazy, but I would want this Merc Strider and the Voracious Null, or not the Voracious Null, the Wasteland Strangler to be turned on. Cinderglade, okay. I wonder how much that's worth. Okay, so Cinderglade's like a ticket. Yeah, I'm not going to take that here when there's other perfectly good cards. I could take the Reclaimer, or I could also take this Transgress the Mind. I think I'm just going to take this because it does enable the Wasteland Strangler and the Merc Strider. It's a 2-drop that does that early on. So I like that. I would also like the Reclaimer, but given that we really don't have that many enablers, I don't want to pick up another one of these processors right now. I think Transgress the Mind is a good pick here. Okay, so here we get past a Deathless Behemoth, which is certainly a good card, a Coralhelm Guide, which I don't really want here, and a Myers Malice, which I think is pretty underrated. Again, because people are playing bigger spells, they're more likely to have cards in hand, so these discard effects are much better. That being said, Deathless Behemoth is just really awesome, and I'd be happy to grab it here. Even if you can't turn on the ability, which we probably won't be able to, it's still just a 6/6 Vigilance for 6, so I'm pretty happy to play that in most decks. Other than that, there's some good green cards. Brood Monitor, Tajuru Stalwart for the Converge deck is good. Valakut Invoker I like quite a bit. An okay pack overall. This Brood Monitor is probably definitely the other best card in this pack. This is interesting. So there's a Sludge Crawler, which I think is a very good enabler. There's also a Scatter to the Winds, which I've never gotten before and never gotten to play with. And there's also a Demon's Grasp, which was a good removal. Okay, so I could play it. It's okay. Or I could just take a Sludge Crawler, which is a good enabler, or a Demon's Grasp, which is removal that we don't really have yet. Is it bad that I want the Sludge Crawler? I think this is a very good card. It's an early play, and it gets a lot bigger in the late game. And it would turn on our Wasteland Strangler and our Merc Strider, which I think is very important. So I am going to take the Sludge Crawler. I would understand if you disagree with that. I like Scatter the Winds, and I like Demon's Grasp, even Anticipate. But yeah, I think Sludge Crawler is the pick there. Here, I think I'm just going to take this Dominator Drone. Another, Ingester, not one of the best ones. I could also take Titan's Presence. I'm not sure how good that is. I have the Strangler, Merc Strider, Deathless Behemoth. That'd be interesting. I just don't know how reliable that is. And I think I'd rather just take the Dominator Drone. Let's focus more on our own strategy right now, rather than getting sort of situational removal. Wow, this is a great pack. So there's a Sky Spawner, a Reclaimer, and Evolving Wilds. Wow. Alright, so I think I want to take the Sky Spawner here. Oh man, but I want this Reclaimer too. What do we have to get back with it? As far as instants and sorceries, it's really just like Transgress the Mind and Scour from Existence, which I don't even know if we're going to play. Yeah, I'm definitely going to just take the Sky Spawner. We don't really have much for the Reclaimer anyway. And Evolving Wilds is always good. But so is Sky Spawner, so pretty happy to get that. Alright, so here's some good options as well. Oracle of Dust is fine. I think Silent Skimmer is a little better, and that's going to be the pick here. There's also Skylon Cascade, and a Kozilek Sentinel and Eyeless Watcher in red and green, which are both very good. Rush of Ice is also playable. Not a card that I tend to want to play, but I've seen it used to good effect. I don't think it's as good as Silent Skimmer, though, and I'm just happy to get that card here. Okay, so there's an Anticipate, a Skylon Cascade, and a Mortuary Mire. I think I'm just going to take this Anticipate. Solid early play. Pretty happy to have that. I think it's better to have that over some minor effects here, which, I mean, while they're good effects, they could also punish you if you need that land to be untapped. So these aren't even guaranteed to make it, although I'll usually play the first one, but Anticipate's fine. Okay, so here I could take a Mindraker, a Royal Mage's Trick, or a Dutiful Return. I guess I'll just take the Mindraker. Still don't have the great enablers, but it's playable. Even if you don't have it, it's still fine. So I'll take it here. There's a Bone Splinters and a Dispel. Bone Splinters is decent with like the Carrier Thrall and the Sky Spawner. So I think that'd be a fine pickup. Dispel is also a fine sideboard card. But I think Bone Splinters is a good pickup here because we don't really have a lot of removal, and we might need it. So I'm happy to have that. Okay, so another Coral Helm Guide. Definitely not going to play 3 of them. That's for sure. So I almost just want to cut like an Invoker here. Or a Blighted Step even. Yeah, I'm just going to cut this Blighted Step actually. That or the Invoker. I guess it doesn't matter too much. I've seen a lot of these go by. I'm sure whoever needs them probably has plenty of them. So, okay, another Anticipate. Probably not gonna play it, but I'll take it. Here, so I could take the Sharpshooter. It's playable. It could be very good against some decks. Do I want it more than a Dispel for the sideboard? I could probably pick up a Dispel in the last pack, and it doesn't always come in. I'll play the Sharpshooter. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna play it. Wow, we got a Reclaimer back. Is that better than just a Waveling Elemental? I guess it is. I don't know if that's right. This one. Alright. What can we get here this last pack? So I think our deck is pretty good. I would like maybe a couple more enablers. Defiant Bloodlord, not the card I want, but luckily there's this Windrider Patrol, which I think should just be a rare because I think it's amazing. A 5-mana 4/3 flying that gets you scry 2 every time it hits your opponent. Like, this is just a great card. And I think it's funny that this card costs 2 mana more and it's hitting your opponent for just as much. And its ability is very specific to the life gain deck, which we clearly are not. So, yeah, it's definitely just a Windrider Patrol here. And there's really nothing else even close. Best cards in this pack are for like the allied deck. You have Firemantle Mage, Core Blade Whirl, and the Gideon's Reproach. And then a Lightspring Druid's good for Converge. So, definitely taking the Windrider Patrol, not even close. Ooh, that's interesting. So I could take the Noyan Dar and splash for it. I think this is a card worth splashing for if you have the deck for it. Unfortunately, I don't think we don't, or I don't think we do, because Anticipate gets it, Bone Splinters gets it, Transgress the Mind, what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it, and Scour, and I'm not even sure about the second Anticipate or even the Bone Splinters in the Scour, so I think I'm just going to take the second Sludge Crawler. Again, I just think it's a great enabler, it gets really good in the late game, so I've just been very impressed with this card, and I want it, so I'm going to take it. Adverse Conditions, I think, is a great pickup here as well. Dominator Drone would be fine, but Adverse Conditions is just very good. And it's also something we could get back with the Reclaimer, which I like. And it's foil. Who doesn't want that? Alright, so we could pick up another Merc Strider here, which I think I'm pretty happy with. Some other good white cards here. Gideon's Reproach and Sheer Drop. Maybe white was kind of open. We could have moved in on that. But I think our deck is still fine the way it is. Would like another enabler. Like a Benthic Infiltrator would be nice, but excuse me. I don't think we're gonna pick that up at this point. So I'm fine with a Merc Strider. I think we'll be fine with what we have. Okay, so a third Merc Strider. I'd probably play this third Merc Strider over the Mindraker, to be honest. There's also just an Angel of Renewal, which I could splash for it. I mean, I think it'd be a fine splash. We just don't really have any ways to splash for it, which I'm hesitant about. I think I'm just gonna take this Merc Strider and probably play it over the Mindraker. I might not even play it. What cards am I looking to cut? I don't want to play this Anticipate. I don't want to play Retreat to Coral Helm. I don't want to play 2 Coral Helm Guides. Don't want to play the Mindraker, so this would be 23. Don't want to play Voracious Null. I'll take the Merc Strider. Okay, I'm definitely not playing 4 Merc Striders. I'm just going to cut this. Ooh, Swarm Surge. I definitely like this better in the red black deck. We're not super aggressive here, but it could be okay. I'm going to take it here, and even if we don't play it, I don't really want anybody else to have it. Lost to this card a lot. Okay, so I could take the Devastator. I could take another Tightening Coils. I think I'll take this. I'm not going to play the second one main deck, but if I play a deck with a lot of flyers, then I might bring it in. Alright, I'm pretty happy to get this Myers Malice, and I'm probably going to play it. I'll take a Royal Mage's Trick. It's okay. A little stacked up on 4. I'm going to cut this Merc Strider. And then Scour from existence. Actually, I could also just cut the Bone Splinters. Wow, that's a very late Touch of the Void. And a late Vestige. Do I care more about that? It is kind of annoying. I think we have enough ways to kill a Ghostly Sentinel. Yeah. Just clean up these last few packs. So for our last cut, I'm thinking it's between the Bone Splinters and the Scour from existence. Another option is just Anticipate, which is just okay in this deck. Well, I just think it's just an okay card in general. Great, we did get a Dispel. Cool. I always like just having one of those for some matchups. We do have the Hedron Archive to ramp into the Scour from existence. We don't really have any payoffs. Maybe I should have just picked up an Eldrazi Devastator at some point. Because we have this Hedron Archive and nothing to really ramp into, but I think that's okay. So I think I'm just going to cut this Bone Splinters. We can bring it in if I need the removal, but I'm fine not playing it main deck. And I'm definitely happy I picked up these Sludge Crawlers here for enabling Ingest. Because I think it's going to be pretty important to our plan to get these Wasteland Stranglers and the Merc Striders online. So let's take one last look at this deck. Okay. I think it came out pretty well. It's not amazing. I think our removal is definitely lacking. We don't have any complete disregards, which is upsetting. In fact, I think the only one we saw was the one we opened up. But I think we have enough to get the job done. So I'm pretty happy about this. Let's add some lands. So it wants an even split 9/9. Let me see. Color. Yeah, it's pretty even. But we do want these Sludge Crawlers early. So I think 9/9 is a good split. And I'm gonna go with that. And then I can get some alternate art value here with this swamp. Alright, and I'll see you guys when the first match starts. Alright, so here we are in the first match. Let's see what we can do here. I would like to play first. And yeah, this is a great hand. I like it. I'll keep. It even has our lands sorted from our spells, so I'm pretty happy about that. Opponent is mulliganing. Let's see. Puts it on the bottom of their library. So maybe they will get land screwed, who knows. Not that I'm hoping for that, but I'll take whatever I can to win. So we have a whole bunch of options next turn. We could play the Dominator Drone or the Sky Spawner. So 2 options, and our opponent is... Okay, they do hit the land drop. We're going to get a hit in with this Carrier Thrall, so I'll do that. And then I think play the Dominator drone because I would like to try to get in with Ingest. Although then we don't get the benefit of the 2 damage. So this is interesting. He will probably have a play next turn. I could always just use my adverse conditions to get in with it if I want to, so I'm just going to play the Sky Spawn route here. On the mirror match, so he probably stole all of my Mist Intruders and Benthic Infiltrators. And he is going to take something good from us. Well, that sucks. I honestly think this is a pretty bad position for him, though. He's kind of behind. He's taking 5 damage this turn. And even if he takes one of our cards, I think we have enough to kind of win this game. I'm interested to see what he'll take. Alright, so he took the Dominator drone, which is unfortunate. Okay, let's get in. And I'll just play out this Hedron Archive. And I might just be looking to crack that as soon as possible just to get some more cards. Myers Mouse, okay. Well, that's pretty annoying. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to anticipate here. And I'm definitely going to take this Sludge Crawler. Okay. An opponent's taking a lot of damage and not really affecting the board here. So I said during the draft portion that I like Transgress the Mind and Myers Malice, but when you're not doing anything else, then they get a lot worse. He can bounce really anything here, and it's not going to be great for him. Yeah, so like he got rid of a 1/1. Big deal. He can't block my Sludge Crawler, and even blocking the Carrier Thrall, he's trading a 4 mana card for 2 mana, and I'm still getting my Scion out of it, so. I can make my Sludge Crawler a 4/4 currently. Okay. I could not attack with the Carrier Thrall. Screw it. Oh well. And I'm just going to pump the Sludge Crawler here anyway, because that means next turn my Sky Spawner is lethal. Because he'll take 6, and then 2 in the air next turn kills him. Okay. So he's going to need something pretty good here. Yep. Cool. Opponent did mulligan though, so I'm not going to get too excited about that win. Let's see. Didn't see any instant speed stuff, so I don't think I want to spell quite yet. It's very possible that he has it, but I think the only non-creature we saw was Transgressed. Oh, also Myers Malice. So neither of those were instants. I don't want another Coral Helm Guide. Tightening Coils doesn't seem to do much. Could bring in another Merc Strider, but that's fine. He is blue-black, so he probably has some big creatures. So Bone Splinters could be an option, but I think we'll be fine without it. I could play the Mind Rager, because he might have some big stuff that I could get him to discard. But making him discard 1 is definitely not as good as making him discard 2 with Myers Malice. Because he could just have like a random Dirtle in his hand, and it's harder to set that up. So I think we're just going to run it back the way it is and be happy with it. This is kind of an awkward hand. We are on the draw. So we have 3 draw steps to get a swamp before we would be able to play the sharpshooter. And we do have Transgress the Mind into Wasteland Strangler, which is really nice. So if we draw a swamp, we're sitting pretty. We have 9 swamps, which is, let's see, 9, 18, 27. It's about, it's less than a third, but more than a fourth of our deck. I think I'm going to keep this. Our opponent did mulligan. Again. And put a card on the bottom. Okay. Island's awkward, but hey, that's how it is. Okay. Merc Strider. Coral Helm Guide, huh? Okay. Ugh, that's awful. Alright, well, I could use the Tightening Coils, but that seems a little aggressive. I think I'm going to save it for something else. This is kind of annoying, but it was definitely a risk with this hand, and I took it. He could think I'm holding up like Spell Shrivel or something. Okay, playing a Cloud Manta. So I'm glad I held the Tightening Coils. Swamp Island. Alright, I'm just going to Tightening Coils here. That Cloud Manta stands to do a lot of damage. And honestly, the Sharpshooter would be great right now because I could just kill the Coral Helm Guide with its ability. Opponent does find black. Okay, Oracle of Dust is fine. So I'm actually really tempted to just fire off this Myers Malice and make him discard, because if all he has is this Oracle and the Coral Helm Guide, I think we have a pretty good chance. The other option is to play Transgress the Mind, get rid of something. And then I have Wasteland Strangler or the Merc Strider or Ulamog's Reclaimer. So I can Transgress the Mind, Reclaimer, get Transgress the Mind back, use it again. I'm going to do that. Wow, I'm going to get rid of this Coastal Discovery. But the Mindraker is kind of annoying. But I can just play Wasteland Strangler next turn to get rid of it, so that's fine. Yep. And I won't discard. That's a pretty good draw. So I don't know what the opponent has. It could just be a land that he's sandbagging. Reclaimer does a pretty good job against his board. I don't know if getting Transgress the Mind back really does all that much. because I don't know what he has in his hand, and it might not even be anything that good. But it could be. This Coral Guide is going to be annoying because he can make something unblockable. I almost want to just kill that with the Wasteland Strangler. Options. So the Wasteland Strangler trades with the Mindraker anyway, so I'm just going to play the Strangler and kill the Coral Guide so he can't activate its ability. Okay. And then I'll block the Mindraker, and then I can even just play the Reclaimer as a 2/5 to block the Oracle. Okay, that's fine. Take 3. Incubator Drone's pretty good here. Okay, so I can play Carrier Thrall. I think I just want to play this Reclaimer. Pretty sad, but it's okay. I need to stabilize. And if I can stabilize, I think this Windrider Patrol is going to go all the way for us. We'll see what happens. Trade. Take 2. That's fine. What do you have? A Cloud Manta. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, so this is really sad, but I think I just need to play the Windrider Patrol to block the Cloud Manta. That's fine. Okay. Well, if this is the case, I'm just going to do this. I take 1 more damage, but I get to keep my patrol for another turn. Which doesn't seem all that relevant. So I think we just play the Sharpshooter and the Carrier Thrall. And pass. Opponent is 1 mana away from cracking his spawning bed. Or you could just do it now. Yeah, you might. Okay. So does he just win? No, he does not. He can get in for 1. I didn't even think about that. That was loose. Oh no, he just wins. Okay. Oh no, he doesn't win because I can sack the Carrier Thrall. Beautiful. Okay. Man, this is so close. I'm so close to stabilizing. This is so frustrating. I wonder if you can realize that I could do that. Because I didn't realize it first. Let's see. For all I've said about Myers Malice, it's been looking pretty terrible this game. It's probably just going to be a 3-3 that gets rid of a land in the opponent's hand. Huh. He even is attacking with the Cloud Manta with the Tightening Coils. Alright, well, I think these are pretty easy blocks. Okay. What do I want to do here? I could just get rid of the Scion right now. I think I'm actually just going to do that. And then I'm going to leave both guys back because if he has a removal spell, then I'm screwed, so. Salvage drone, okay. I can just kill that too. Granted, it allows him to loot, which is frustrating, but can't do too much about it. I'm gonna do it now before he draws another card. Got rid of a swamp, and I can still play out this Merc Strider. Okay. Cool. Well, we might have stabilized. I don't know. Opponent can draw so many things to wreck us here, though. Transgress the Mind, getting rid of Myers Malice. Okay, you got it. It does let him loot now, if he wants. And we're actually only one land away from being able to double activate our Hagra Sharpshooter. Huh. Okay. So I could start attacking him with the Merc Strider. Ooh. And I think I will. Now this is a little risky because if the opponent draws like Clutch or Rush of Ice, that's bad. Opponent is looting. Gets rid of the Spell Shrivel. Interesting. I mean, it's probably not countering anything this game. It's so much mana. So currently I can just kill anything with 2 toughness. Okay. I'm just gonna get rid of this Cloud Manta. You. Okay. I'll attack again. So like I said, this is really bad if the opponent has like a Rush of Ice or a Clutch. But I don't think I can just afford to sit around doing nothing right now. Or like adverse conditions would get us. Okay, Dominator draw, that's a decent draw. Now we can get in for 6 per turn. And opponent just F6'd. And I have to imagine this is a really frustrating position for the opponent. He must have drawn something because he thought about it. It makes me a little nervous if he has two things that he can play next turn. He might be able to just get me. I think I'm still just going to attack with Merc Strider and Dominator Drone. Maybe that's wrong. Okay. Alright, let's see what happens. Opponent is dead next turn if he doesn't do anything. Concede? What could he have? He has 4 cards in hand and he can't play anything? Maybe he has things that I can just kill with the Hagra Sharpshooter. So he doesn't want to play them out. He isn't immediately playing anything, so I have hope. Swamp. Okay. He's also not immediately conceding, so that's scary. Okay, so the opponent went pretty deep in the tank for a minute or so there, but we barely came out of that one. Awesome. Good first win. I'll see you guys in the next match. Alright, we're back for match 2, and we won the die roll, and I would like to play first. And this seems like a great hand. We have 1, 2, 3. Very good ones. Cool. Gonna get our ingest on early, which is nice. It'll help us with our reclaimer if we ever draw an instant or sorcery. So, great hand. Couldn't ask for anything better. Okay. We'll attack. Get some ingest. Carrier Thrall. Cool. So if our opponent doesn't have a 2-drop, could be in some trouble. Okay, does have the Steward, but I'm not afraid to attack into that. I'm not going to attack with the Sludge Crawler because I don't want to waste my turn if he's going to block, so I'll just attack with the Carrier Thrall. Skysmar. Okay. And if we draw a land next turn, we could even play the Coral Helm Guide and the Sharpshooter if we wish with the Scion. So normally the Serene Steward's best in the white-black ally deck, so it's interesting that our opponent has white-red. Not that he's bad, it's still a bear with upside, and if he has some of the 1/3 healers that tap to gain life, it's still a very good card, so I'm interested to see what the opponent's doing here. Opponent's playing an Outnumber. Okay. Would like to hit a land here. Did get it. Okay. I'm just going to attack with the Sludge Crawler and the Carrier Thrall. He could have a Gideon's Reproach to get me if I dump all my mana into the Sludge Crawler. Which would be annoying, for sure. No one's thinking about this. Okay. I'm kind of sad to see that block because that means he probably does have the Gideon's Reproach. So I'm kind of tempted to just not pump again here because if he wants to use it, yeah. Okay, tandem tactics. So I think that's a mistake by him. He should have waited to see if I did pump more mana into it. And right now he's just going to trade. I'm still going to be able to play a Coral Hum Guide afterwards, so he should have waited. Although I don't think I would have done it. Pump the Sludge Crawler again in case he did have a trick. So I'm just going to play this Coral Hum Guide, pass the turn. Do champion. Alright. And I'll just play a Sharpshooter. And I'll pass. Interesting. Opponent does not attack. It's the follow-up. No follow-up. This is scary. Leaving up 5 mana is very scary. You could have any number of things. Not the least of which Royal's Retribution, which would actually just wreck me. So what I'm gonna do is only attack with the Carrier Thrall, and then see what happens. If he wants to block with either of these, I can just hop a Sharpshooter. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's fine with me. I'll play a Swamp. Deathless Behemoth. That is a problem. Can play Merc Strider and get in with the Coral Hum Guide, and then have the Merc Strider to get in with the Coral Hum Guide. Alright. He might just block the Coral Hum Guide, to be honest. Okay. So I almost just want to attack with the Sharpshooter because the Coral Hum Guide is going to help my Merc Strider get in. And I think that might be more important. I could also just attack with everything, and he might just go for a Scion token. I think I'm fine with that, actually. Hopefully he does that. Does not. Alright, well I got 4 damage in, so that's okay. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have attacked there. I'm going to have to find a way to deal with this Deathless Behemoth because the Vigilance is really going to be a problem. Well, that's a good way to do it. Anticipate. Okay, we got another Merc Strider and a Dominator Drone. Merc Strider's not doing too much here. But I could play the Dominator Drone, deal 2, and then try to double block the Deathless Behemoth. That might be my best option. But again, the opponent could have any number of tricks or instant speed spells. This is a deck I'd probably want this spell against. We've already seen 3 instants that are gonna kind of wreck. He's thinking about it, which makes me okay. Fire Mantle Mage. Okay. I was going to double block the Deathless Behemoth anyway, so that doesn't really matter. But let's see what he does. He probably won't attack. He is attacking. Okay. I'll happily make this trade. I mean, it's not super ideal, but I think it's kind of our only option at this point. And the Ulamog's Reclaimer is going to do a pretty good job of holding back the other 2 guys for now, and he's only on 1 card in hand, so I think I'm okay doing that and trying to draw this game out a little longer. We have 18 life, so that's a good draw. I'm just going to play that out here. Okay. And even if he gets Menace, I'll be fine, like, double blocking the Fire Mantle Mage with the Scions. Or even the Sharpshooter's not even doing that much at this point, so I'd be fine trading that away. Okay, it's going to give him first strike. That's unfortunate. And trample. That's fine. I'll take 4. Okay, I'll get in with my patrol. Okay, you go on the bottom, and I'll get my own Deathless Behemoth on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Reclaimer looks really good on this board. Can't use its ability, unfortunately, but that's fine. It's going to do work just as a 2/5, and the opponent has 2 turns to find an answer for my Windrider Patrol. Anything? Gideon's Reproach? No. Put the Swamp on the bottom, and I think Mist Intruder is fine. Basically any creature I'm fine having. I'd rather just grab that than risk drawing a land instead. Yep. Your move. Find something. Could have a sheer drop. Nope. I win. Cool. Alright, so I definitely think I want Dispel in this matchup. Sort by mana cost. Group creatures separately. I think Scour is a little slow here. But we are short on removal. Maybe Transgress the Mind isn't that great. If he's going to... Actually, that probably means Myers Malice isn't that great. And I think I'd rather just get rid of Myers Malice over the Transgress the Mind. Opponent's deck seems pretty fast, so Myers Malice isn't going to be as good. So I'd rather just take that out than have it be a dead card in my hand, or just a 6 mana 3/3. And Dispel looks pretty good here. I will keep Transgress the Mind though. because I can play it early enough to get something, and it'll turn on the Wasteland Strangler and the Merc Strider still, which is important to me, and the Ulamog's Reclaimer. Is there anything else? I don't think Bone Splinters is necessary. I think we have enough early plays. Yeah, this looks fine. Like this. Opponent is playing first, so if he gets out to an aggressive start, we could be in trouble, but it doesn't happen. Yeah, this looks fine. We will need lands, but at least we have the Sludge Crawler to come down. And we do have our sideboard tech, so. Opponent's mulliganing. I'm not sure if he mulliganed last turn, or last game. But our first opponent mulliganed both games. So we are getting a little lucky here. Opponent kept and put it on top. Okay, so he liked it. Just want lands right now. And if we can get in with the Sludge Crawler, I'll be really happy, because that means our Merc Strider will be turned on. Sweet. Well, could have a Gideon's Reproach. Honestly, I don't want him to Gideon's Reproach me, so I'm just going to hold up the spell. Yes, yes, yes. So good. I feel so good about that. All right. Well, we get ingest on. And we didn't have a turn 2 play anyway, so it doesn't really matter that we use that. Fire Mantle Mage, okay. I'm just gonna play the Dominator Drone here. I don't want him blocking and then being forced to use my mana. And next turn, I can just attack with the Sludge Crawler into the Fire Mantle Mage anyway and have 2 pumps available. So that's fine. Vestige, okay. Hedron Archive. So I have some options. I think I'm just going to play the Merc Strider, attack with Dominator Drone, and try to tempo him here. Yeah, now I'm feeling really good about that Dispel play. And he'll probably block. No, okay, it's taking 3. That's fine. Another Ondu Champion. He's got a lot of these guys. I don't think Ondu Champion is actually that good. You can see him there. So he gives your guys Trample. That's okay. But like, a 4-mana 4/3 isn't that great in this set. If you listen to Marshall and LSV, they talk a lot about the Brood Hunter Worm, which is the 4/3 green for 3 and a green. He just isn't that good in this format, so I think the same logic sort of applies to Ondu Champion. Although the Champion's a little better being an ally and having the ally synergies, but... And here's a Windrider Patrol, so opponent can deal with that. And then next turn we'll have Hedron Archive and Anticipate to dig deeper. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. He needs an answer for that Windrider Patrol. Is not. If opponent wants to attack with his mage and the vestige, okay. So I have a feeling the opponent has a trick, or else his attack doesn't seem that good. Because now I can crack back for a lot. And I'm going to. Okay. And I will get to scry before I anticipate, so that's actually pretty nice. Okay, so I can get a silent skimmer, which seems pretty good here. Alright, so I'll put you on top and you on top. And then I can anticipate. Well, I guess I should put the tightening coils on top. Ooh, Sky Spawner. Sky Spawner's better here, for sure. Would have liked all of those cards, but that's fine. Sweet. What do you got? Sheer drop, okay. Outnumber. I mean, that would stabilize. I will still get to draw 2 with the Hedron Archive. I mean, he's got to get rid of the Sky Spawner. Oh, and we win. Sweet. Going on to the finals, 2-0. Let's go. See you guys then. All right, we're here for the final match, and we won the die roll again, so I would like to play first. And this looks like a pretty good hand. We will want to draw lands to get to our Windrider Patrol, but we have 4 2-drops with 2 lands. We can turn our Ingest on, get rid of a threat. Yeah, I like this. I think I'm going to play the Carrier Thrall just for the ability to get in more damage early. I think that's going to be a little better than just getting the Mist Intruder out there. We don't really need to ingest anything right this second. Okay, attack. And for the same reason I just said, I'm going to play this Coral Helm Guide right now. Okay, McKinney Patrol is kind of annoying. That's fine, though. Okay, so now I kind of want to... I can anticipate to just hit my land drop and get a second island. Hopefully. If we don't... Okay, cool. That was perfect. Get these swamps out of the way. Hit an island. Play a Mist Intruder. And then go. And then hopefully we can hit another land to get our patrol down. And tightening coils can clear the way in the air. Yep, you got it. And a Shadow Glider. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but that's fine. Alright, so I think I'm actually just going to tightening coils that. Well, first I'm going to transgress the mind and see what else he has. Okay, that's scary. This Plated Crusher doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. Encircling Fissure is really annoying, and so is Smite. And Grove Tender Druids is bad. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not worried about Plated Crusher. Encircling Fissure is annoying, but if I know about it, it's a lot easier to play around, so that's fine. Let me write this down, actually. So he has Encircling Fissure, Grove Tender Druids, Plated Crusher, and Smite. So I think we definitely want to take the Smite because that's just going to wreck our Wind Rider Patrol. And we can also potentially just get rid of the Encircling Fissure and the Plated Crusher with Myra's Malice. So I'm going to get rid of Smite. Did I write that right? Yeah. And this was a Plains, which she'll probably just play next turn. Alright, cool. So, if that's the case, the Shadow Glider is going to be annoying. I'm just going to Tightening Coils it. And do this. So I could save that for the Grove Tender Druids, but I'm honestly not too worried about it. And we got rid of a Sheer Drop, so that's nice. Yep. Got it. Okay. And I'm just going to block here and trade because this means I can just get the Wind Rider Patrol down next turn. Okay. So he played. Did he play the Plains? What did he play? Was it the Sandstone Bridge? I think he played it. I could have left the Mist Intruder back to block the plant, but that's fine. Play a land? No, didn't. Well, that's unfortunate. Because I want him to not have a Gideon's Reproach here. That would be upsetting. He drew a Gideon's Reproach. Crap. Well, that's bad. I'll play this. So he still has Encircling Fissure and the Plated Crusher. Alright, I think I want to just play the Dominator Drone and the Sludge Crawler here. He can't play either of those really profitably in this turn. Well, he could if he attacks with everything and then Encircling Fissures, which is annoying. But I think it's more important to get everything down. Yeah, so I won't block here. I'll take 6, go down to 7. Alright, I think I'll just pass and then probably play Adverse Conditions before combat. Oh, you know what? I should have just blocked the plant with my Dominator Drone. That was stupid. That's okay. Hagra Sharpshooter is interesting. Yeah. Sure. Interesting. Okay. Attack. Okay, so if the opponent draws a forest, he does have enough to cast the Plated Crusher, in which case we are screwed. So I'm just going to do this and kill this Lightspring Druid. Honestly, I actually wasn't intending to do that. I was going to play the Sky Spawner, so maybe I should have just kept the Mist Intruder back. If the opponent has a pump here, that's pretty annoying. Yeah, unnatural aggression. Okay, so not a pump, but that's pretty annoying. It means that we can't block very profitably this turn. Hmm. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have attacked the Mist Intruder. Okay. Sheer drop is pretty bad for me. Does mean I'm going to be able to Myers Malice and get rid of his last two cards. Okay. That's not bad. I am just going to play this now, though, because I'm worried about what he has in his hand. I know he has the Plated Crusher. Ooh, and a Devastator. Okay. So this turn I'm probably just going to have to block. So I know I can kill the Grove Tender Druids next turn, but it doesn't really make a ton of sense. It would allow me to double block the Sandstone Bridge if I do it like this. The Sludge Crawler is not looking that great, so... Although I kind of have to block this Sandstone Bridge. So I could just do this, take 4 or 3, and then next turn play the Wasteland Strangler, try to double block the Sandstone Bridge. That works too. Now I wish I didn't do that. This actually is pretty annoying because now he can use the Sandstone Bridge to do that. But I'm not going to worry about it. I need to get this off the field. Kill a Sentinel, I guess. Yeah. I have to block, basically. I guess I could just chump. Yeah, I'll do that. Eyeless Watcher, that's kind of bad. Alright, see if we can't turn this corner here. We've definitely played kind of loose in this. I think we could have played better here, but we're close. We're close to turning the corner. Any pump, we're dead. And that might be it. We have Gideon's Reproach. Okay. So I'm taking 2. Okay. I can play the Sky Spawner to get 2 blockers. So if he doesn't have anything, we're stable-ish. God, this is rough. I almost just want to take the 1 here. Um, I think I'm gonna need this Sky Spawner to close out this game. Oh, jeez. Okay, well that's annoying. Okay, then I'll attack. Now that my Sky Spawner is useless. Okay. He could have any number of awakened spells. I still think I want to attack here. I need to get in damage. We have come on. Brood Monitor is scary as hell. I think we might just be dead. Let's see, what can we draw? Hour from existence. Does that do it? No, he still has 2 guys. I can scour you, get in for 4. That doesn't do it. Let's see what the opponent does. Alright, that's GG's. Alright, so opponent has a Smite, an Unnatural Aggression, and a Gideon's Reproach. So, again, Dispel is coming in. I think Myers Malice is still pretty good in this matchup, so I want to keep that. I don't know what to get rid of. Maybe just Anticipate. I like it, but I don't know. Is it doing enough? Anything else? Another Mark Strider. I think we were playing kind of loose in that last match, so I think I can do better. And I think I can win with this. Yeah, this looks good. Only thing to make it better would probably be if that Reclaimer was a Sludge Crawler, but that's alright. I'll take what I can get. Okay, so let's see what you got. Gideon's Reproach, a Felidar Cub, which is probably going to come down next turn anyway. McKindy Patrol, Life Spring Druid, Grove Tender Druids, and a Brood Monitor. Man, this guy's deck is crazy. So what do I care the most about? That Brood Monitor will be annoying for sure, but he's miles away from it. And if I just cut the Lifespring Druid, he only has 2 lands right now. I think that's the play, honestly. Yeah, I don't know what I would take either. I think I'm gonna take the Lifespring Druids. Opponent knows it's hard. Yeah, Felidar Cup, that's fine. That's a good draw. Just play Sky Spawner. Opponent did draw Plains. Okay, so the McKinney Patrol is going to come down, I assume. Okay. You got it. So I could just play the Reclaimer. Yeah, I'm just going to play the Reclaimer next turn, sacking the Scion, getting Transgress the Mind back, and hold my Sky Spawner, because I think that's going to be useful. And then next turn I can Transgress the Mind and Dominator Drone. Okay, so if I do this, he can Gideon's Reproach, which is a 2-for-1, so I'm pretty okay doing that. Okay. Opponent is not getting any forests, which is unfortunate for him. Let me Transgress the Mind. Yeah. So he's very far away from anything. I'll attack. And if he doesn't draw any forests, he's in a world of hurt here. Ah, Jesus. That is so annoying. Okay, come on. It'd be nice to draw something other than lands. Got 1 forest. There's 1 away from a Brood Monitor. Jesus. Come on. Unnatural aggression. Okay. That's annoying. Expedition Envoy, okay. That's a good draw. Okay, so I think I'm just going to Tightening Coils the Patrol. Okay, now he gets his Brood Monitor. Which actually isn't, like, super amazing here. So, getting flooded is actually working to our favor. We have... Okay. Ugh. Oh, damn. Yeah, this sucks. This sucks a lot. Wasteland Strangler. You don't do anything, right? Oh, man. Man, Hexproof. That's rough. So I think we're pretty dead. We could draw... I don't know what we could draw. It's not much. 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I can Adverse Conditions. Okay, let me go 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so at least I can triple block the Plated Crusher. And hope to top deck something amazing. Or he could just have a trick and wipe us out. No whammies. Oh, God. No. Alright, Heart of the Cards. A Carrier Thrall. Okay. But he can get Trample. Okay, but nobody... Okay. But his McKinney Patrol doesn't untap, so he can't untap it to give it Trample. So I at least have a chance. Okay. Come on. Fighting for dear life here. Okay. Maybe he'll think I have a trick. Yeah. Opponent's deck is pretty good looking. Must say. Maybe he'll forget that he can do it. Let's see. Nope, didn't forget. Alright, GG's. Good games. Alright, well. So that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think I'm gonna upload this all as one video, including the draft and the matches. If you would prefer to see another format, feel free to comment below what would you like. And please tell me what you think I did wrong and provide your criticism. Like I said earlier, I'm no expert. But until next time, I should say. Hope you guys have fun with all of your magic endeavors, and hopefully we can win the next one. Bye, guys. This has been Nico from MTG Drafts.